And so as you sit now, I'm going to do these before we come onto our backs. The upper trapezius release, and that is a main influencer of our neck tension because it connects to the skull. So take a breath in and draw the shoulders up, squeezing them up as high as you can. Let the chin lift up a little bit so that we are bringing the back of the skull down towards the shoulder blades. And I'll count you out on 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So notice now if just your shoulders sit just a little bit lower than when you started. This is also your best, your first go-to, I recommend, for the tension headache. There is a little valve when the body is inferring that you are not able to exchange the fluids between the skull and the spinal cord, because that pumps all day long up and down. But with tension headaches, as the muscles just creeps in, we are not getting the fluid exchange. So the brain says, hey, Houston, we got a problem. And so do this simple thing to see if we can open up the channel again. Now the levatoscapular release, the levatoscapular literally levelers up the shoulder blades. So we're going to do this one-sided. First, draw your right shoulder up towards the ear. And then look up to your left, looking up to your left, as you're seeing something really interesting. So you are touching the back of your lower skull with your right shoulder is. Now I'll count you down on 8 on this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back where we started. And we're going to do that one more time. This is the muscle, if you wake up with that can't turn my head event, that's the one that's gotten stuck often. So let's do that one more time. Draw the right shoulder up and then look up to your left. Look up to your left. And I'll let you count yourself out this time. You may go longer than 8. Go as slow as you can and notice if there are any bump and jitters, sense of stickiness in the release. That's where we may have some motor amnesia. The muscle literally doesn't know how to release out of here. Now we did one side. Just notice the sensations from your right side of your neck to the left. And I say we do the other side. So let's draw the left shoulder up, look up to your right. So your right shoulder is completely relaxed. You're not trying to create a stretch. If only the opposite, if any case. I'll count you on the first one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to neutral. And as always, if you can do these with your eyes closed, you can keep your awareness totally inside. You're not going to look at, oh, I should clean over there. And what is that? Where did that come from? So that you stay in the sensation. Let's do it one more time. Left shoulder up and then look up to the right. And now count yourself out, moving as slowly as you can. And then we're going to do the trapezius one more time. As always, after a one-sided movement, it's good to do something that both sides of the body is engaged in. So let's take the shoulders up one more time, squeezing them up, chin up towards the sky. Everything is bunched, and you count yourself out this time. We did 20 before. You do what's right for you. And then once you have completed, you come all the way down. Take just a breath or two before you then come to rest on your back body. So now we will start where we often start, stretching the legs out and relax the arms alongside the body. Now, because we release the trapezius and scapulas, you may not need support under your head, but if you do, just slide it under there, a blanket fold or a pillow, so that your chin is drawing more towards the chest and not the sky or behind. I take a moment and sense from toes to nose. Pressure, heat, cold. Maybe there's some chattiness. What does that feel like? That can be sharp, hot, pins and needles. Describing the sensation and not the story, not the emotion, just the sensation. And then let's bend up the knees, placing the hands on the belly. Notice your breath. What is it right now? And then maybe begin to deepen it for the diaphragmatic breathing, the belly breath. Belly expands on the in-breath and softens down towards the spine on the out-breath. Can you make the out-breath a little bit longer than the in-breath? Not in a strained way, in a savoring way. Is the breath smooth on the out-breath? That is the diaphragm's release. Or is it a little choppy? What about the in-breath? And let's begin to add the arch. Inhaling, the low back contracts, belly poops, and exhale slowly, floating back to neutral. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, hollow out the belly, flattening the low back by contracting the abdominal muscles. And slowly release to neutral. At neutral, let's take a full breath cycle. Everything pools. And then we repeat, inhaling, arch. Sense the muscles contracting on the lumbar spine, the low back. And then notice the release of this tension as you float back to neutral. Belly breath for nothing. And exhale, flattening the back by hollowing out the belly. And you feel the abdomen pulling away from the palms of your hands. And then slowly release to neutral. Buffer breath. Now let's take the arms out to the sides for cactus arms. As we repeat 2 more times. Inhaling and arch. Back to neutral. In breath for nothing. And exhale, hollow out the belly, contract pubic bone towards the belly button. And slowly release. Buffer breath. And one more time. Arch on the in-breath. Let the head follow along with the spine. From neutral, breath in for nothing. And exhale, flat. Don't use your feet. This is all abdominals. Drawing in and up. And release. Let's slide the hands under the head. Create a little hammock for the head to rest in. Elbows relaxes out to the side for the arch and curl. Inhaling, we arch again. And exhale, we move right into the flattening. Draw the elbows up, squeeze them in as you just lift the head and the top of the shoulders. Slowly release the head down. Once the head is down, take a breath in and re-lift the elbows straight up. Keep the head down though. And now counting down on 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Everything cools. Buffer breath. And again. Inhale, arch. Exhale, flatten elbows in, contract the front seam. This is what lifts the head up. The hands are just there to bring support, but they're not what lifts the head. That is the contraction of that front zipper. Head comes down. Now re-lift the shoulders. You're spreading the shoulder blades, and then slowly on your own count, spreading your wings, taking them down. Once down, everything cools. One more time. Arch. And flattening. Elbows in. And front seam contract. That's the red light. Now holding the low back down as you slowly roll down vertebra by vertebra. Putting the head gently on the mat, but now re-lift the shoulders. And again, spreading your wings. everything pulls. Now with the chin pointing straight up, so putting your teacup on your forehead, taking a breath in, exhale, gently flatten the low back and then lift the teacup straight up, and slowly, I'm not going to count this because our neck muscles are very personalized. Slowly come down as slowly as you can. Everything pulls. Again, now you're not lifting the head with your hands. You are lifting it with the deep neck muscles. Turning the head to the right. Again, take a breath in and exhale, flattening. And then lifting the head up, straight up. Your teacup is now in your left temple. You're lifting straight up, only as much as available and comfortable. Slowly releasing down. Once down, everything pulls. And then slowly, let's turn the head to the other side. Only as far as it goes comfortably. Move the teacup onto your right temple. So remind yourself that sometimes we only initiate, but we don't execute the movement. We feel the muscles contract. We don't lift. If there is pain, back off, back off, back off. Let's inhale for nothing, exhale, flatten, and lift straight up. And slowly, lowering down. Back to center. We'll bookend this one with where we started, teacup back on the forehead. Take a breath in for nothing. Exhale, flattening the back again, and then lift the chin straight up. And slowly relaxing the head down. Let's take the hands out, straightening the legs and pause. Using your breath to listening for the sensations. Sometimes these are just whispers. Bend up the knees so we can roll over onto the right side. And as you come onto your right side, support your head with your arm, with your right arm. Elbow can be bent or straight, doesn't matter. It can also be a pillow or blanket. You just want to make sure that your neck is not drooping. Let's take the left hand to the waist, that soft space between the hip and your ribs. Knees are bent up at 90 degrees at the hip and at the knee. So sometimes it's helpful just to look. Take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale, lifting your left leg straight up, knees together. Keep the knees together. So knees are bent. And then slowly release the foot back down. Did you feel the contraction under your left hand? This is your inner oblique. The obliques are like a three-piece suit, except not for the legs, but it's the vest and the jacket. The vest is the inner, the jacket will be the outer. Now let's repeat that breath in for nothing. And then exhale again, knee stays together and the leg lifts straight up, the lower leg, foot straight up. And slowly releasing the foot back down, like a door swinging open and then closing. Are there jitters in this movement? Let's do one more. Breath in for nothing. And exhale. Foot lift. Pulling the pelvis up to the ribs. So you're supposed to lateral mover. It's our side seam. But it's also a rotator, so we're going to get to that in just a moment. Now taking your arm up. So we changed, we're playing a little bit with the execution of this movement. Typically, often we've taken the head around or the arm around the head for our headband move. But today, have the arm out. Actually, I'm going to just change it real quick because now I want you just to feel your external obliques. So now your hands are up on your ribs. So not in the waist, just slide them up to the ribs as close under the armpit as you can get your hand. We're not going to lift very high on the first one. Let's take a breath in for nothing and exhale. Contract under your fingers, side bending the upper chest. And the head is just going to float up with it. And then slowly releasing that action. If this is painful, uncomfortable for your neck, then put the headband on so that your neck is supported in the lift. But just know where the movement is coming from. The variation we introduced on Monday was that your top hand, your left hand, is just out in front. And we're going to do more of a rising sun movement. So let's take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale, contract the sideways, pull the waist down towards the hip and let your arm lift up. Let the arm lift up like a sun that's rising up. And then slowly, head and arm releases back down. We'll take a buffer breath. And again, breath in for nothing. And exhale, contract the ribs, pull them together. Allow that to create the side bend. Don't tension in the neck. We're just going straight up. We're not twisting around, straight up with the arm. And then take the arm back down in front of the face. And let everything go. And one more time. Breath in for nothing. And exhale. All the ribs together. And as you do, your arm comes straight up towards the sky. Maybe the head lifts as we are pulling the side seam. And we take it all down. Now let's take the hand behind the back. And then roll on to your back with your left shoulder. Slide the right arm out in front. Right arm out in front. So the legs are where we left them. We are now in an open twist. Inhale, arch the back. And exhale, flattening, derotate back. So now we're using both of the obliques, contracting the upper and lower, inner and outer. Armpit towards hip. And slowly releasing back out again. Off for breath. Inhale, arch. It's not a big event. Exhale, flattening, and derotate back, nose towards center of the belly button, but also side lift. And slowly take everything back out. Buffer breath. And then the last time, as you arch, your left side ribs are lifting up. And as you flatten, you're going to take your right waist closer to the ground. Derotate. Side bend. And slowly easing out. All the way back home. Head is down, shoulders relaxed. Slide the legs out. And just pause on your back. And compare notes, right side and left side. I know, we gotta do the other side. Oh, we're gonna be loop-sided. I'm gonna spin around so I can see ya. So coming onto your left side, and again, take care to support your head. This is very important. Knees are bent up 90 degrees, and also 90 at the hip, as if you're sitting in a very straight back chair. Just take the right hand to the waist. That space between ribs and the pelvic bone. Taking a breath in for nothing, and as you exhale, lift your right foot, using the muscles under your hand, the inner oblique. Slowly release the leg down. Buffer breath. And again, breath in for nothing. Exhale, muscle contracts, check. As you lift the leg, feel how the rim of the pelvis is hiking up towards the ribs. And then slowly releasing down. I've noticed with a lot of my private students with chronic back pain or back surgery, this muscle has just given its note of leave. It said, I'm done, not going to work anymore. But it is an important mobilizer, both for the side seam, but also for walking. Let's do it one more time. Breath in for nothing. Muscle is contracting as the foot begins to float up, drawing the rim of the pelvis up towards the ribs, closing the gap, and slowly releasing back out. Now let's move the hand up onto the side ribs. That's the external obliques. That's your suit, your jacket here. These muscle fiber crosses in the opposite direction than the internal obliques. So we got this crisscrossing event. Great engineering. Take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale, contract, pull the ribs together for the side bend, moving the ribs down towards the hips. And slowly release. Notice if your hips wanted to help out. Sometimes we have these compensatory movement patterns. One area doesn't fire all the way. We'll just bring in the neighbor. Try not to. Take a breath in for nothing. And again, contract. Feel the muscles under your hands rolling together. to bring the ribs to the hips. And releasing them. You can keep your arm there. You can put it out in front. Or you can put on the headband. If you notice that your neck is a little chatty, supporting it with the headband may be just the right thing for you today. Take a breath in for nothing. And then inhale, contract those muscles again. It pulls the arm up. So we're just letting the arm following it along. And down, down, down. Buffer breath. And again. Breath in for nothing. Contract. It's like a very slow, queenly wave. Hello. And then we just release the arm back down. And we'll take the hand now behind the head and roll your right shoulder towards the floor. Take your left arm out to the side. Breath in and out. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, derotate and side curl. Contracting both sets of muscles. And slowly releasing. Rotating open. Buffer breath. And now inhale and arch. So your right ribs are reaching towards the sky. Exhale, contract and derotate. You using both sets of the obliques to do this. And slowly releasing. Back out. So an eccentric event. We are lengthening, releasing the muscle while we hold the tone on it. Isometrics is when we contract the muscle without moving it. And then there is just plain old stretching, which by some accounts may be the least efficient of all. Right? It feels so good. Let's do this one more time. Inhale, arch. Now exhale, contract the entire right side seam, derotate, for which your left inner oblique is also helping. And then slowly releasing back out. Pause. And then without a lot of fuss, you're going to roll onto your belly. And as you come to rest on your abdomen, taking your left hand down alongside the body, turn the head and look to the right and bend your right arm at 90 degrees. Like a cactus arm. So we start just with the back of the shoulder, the posterior deltoid. If this is uncomfortable for your head, do place your head in any way that's comfortable. On the next in-breath, lift your right elbow out. Just lift it as high as it will go. Keep the palm on the floor. And let me count you down. We'll count down to 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Everything pulls. We're going to repeat this. This time I'd like you to close your eyes and then count yourself down and see if you hit the floor when you come to your end count. Everything pulls. You can do this one more time, but this time only lift your arm up about a third of the way. So lifting about a third, but again, you're going to count. 10, maybe 12 as you lower the arm down again. So now slower yet. One's down, everything pulls. And then slide your right hand under your temple or cheek, your left temple or cheek. And now the head lifts, so similar to what we did before, but opposite movement, working against gravity. Taking a breath in, press the hips. No, don't press the hips down. Sorry, my bad. And lift the head. Look over your right shoulder, looking over your right shoulder. Let the hips lift up a little bit. And slowly, slowly releasing the head down where you started. Take a buffer breath. We'll do that again. Inhaling, head lifts up. Looking over the shoulder. And slowly releasing down. We're enlisting the muscles of the entire spine, erector spinae, among a few, getting the length back on these and tone to keep our heads where we want them. Now on the next one, we're going to take the arm up with us. So take a breath in. As you exhale, now press the hips down. Lift your right arm and the head. So the head just rests more or less on the back of the hand. And slowly releasing down. Everything full. Let's do that again. Inhale for nothing. And exhale, press the hips down, lifting up. On the in-breath is what I meant to say. And we're going to lower down as you exhale. So we're going to add a little bit of variety to this movement. With the rotation. So let's take a breath in for nothing. Exhale, press the hips down. Inhale, lift your right arm, upper body, and then twist. Pin your feet under your elbow. And slowly, slowly releasing down. Let everything cool. And we'll repeat that one more time. Inhaling for nothing. Exhale, press the hips down. And then inhale. Everything takes flight. And then a little peekaboo. Lift the elbow. So we're rotating the spine. And slowly finding our way back. Everything relaxes. And to switch to the other side, just slide your left arm up, pressing into the floor to lift the head and turn it to the other side. I'm going to spin about so I can keep an eye on everybody. And we'll set up now with the left arm out to the side, cactus arm, right arm is down. And you may notice that this side just feels different. So remember, in your home practice, start on the quote unquote easy side. So we began by just lifting the arm up as high as we could, the elbow, not the arm. Lift your left elbow as high as it will go. You can close your eyes. I'll count you down on 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Are you all the way down? Or do you still have a ways to go? We'll do that again. This time you count yourself down. I invite you to just keep your eyes closed and work on your proprioception. Where is my body in space? Counting, sensing. Does this muscle release in a smooth and easy way? Everything cools. And now let's lift just a third of the way. Doing so, first, just close your eyes and lift up a third. Now you can open your eyes and just check, was that a third? It can be really interesting to see what our sense are and what reality is. And we'll count down on 12 from here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. Slide the hand in, resting your head, still looking to the left, if it's comfortable. Now the head lift. Let your hips be buoyant for this one. Inhaling and lift the head. Maybe look a little bit further over your left shoulder. Slowly releasing down. Let everything cool. And again, inhaling, looking over your left shoulder. And letting everything cool. Do that one more time. Head lifts, hip lifts, connecting all the way to the tailbone. To keep the line of communications open. That's good just in general, isn't it? We'll add the arm lifts. Now inhale. For nothing but exhale, press the hips down, anchor the pelvis. Now inhale, lift head and arm. And slowly releasing down. Buffer breath. Again. Breath in for nothing. Exhale, ground. Anchor the pelvis, then lifting up. And then maybe add the rotation. Peekaboo. And slowly releasing down. One more time. On the out breath, anchor the pelvis, ground, and then create a lift. So bigger load, and maybe the rotation. And slowly, slowly coming down. Pause. Then take your right arm up, placing it on top of the left. Let your forehead rest in the back of the hands. Tuck the toes under and creep the toes to the nose. As you inhale, press the heels back, press the forearms down. Draw the belly button up towards the spine, the sternum, towards the heart. And slowly releasing down. There we go. We'll repeat this one more time. Tuck the toes under. Creep them towards the nose. Inhale, press the heels back so the knees are lifted. Press the hips down and lift the heart. The head floats up with it as you draw the belly button up towards the heart. And release down. And then slowly find your way onto your back. As you come onto your back, let's just pause and feel. Two more movements. Washcloth and the flowering arch and curl. I like that one. I like both of them. I like all of them. So let's bend up the knees. Take the feet slightly wider than your hips and slide the arms out to the sides. Rolling the arms back. And notice how that invites an arch. And then rolling your arms like great big rolling pins forward towards the feet. And notice how that rolls lifts the top of the shoulders up and flattens the back. And just go back and forth here between these two several times. Adding the arch. And then the flattening as you roll forward. Let your chin draw towards the chest of the arch. and away from the chest on the flattening. So that went really well. We can separate it out one at a time. Let's roll the right arm up towards the head and the left down. Now turn the head and look to the right hand. And we're going to go in the other direction. Switch. Let's go back and forth several times. The palm that is facing up towards your face is where you're looking. I think we're ready to add the legs. Nose opposite of knees. So releasing your knees down to the side that you're not looking at. We exhale up to center. And then inhale to the other side. So there's an element of the arch in this pose. Moving back and forth. Rotating the arms in opposite direction. Hence the name of this, the washcloth, wringing it out. Adding a little extra, the arm that you're looking at, the one that's rolling up, hold that shoulder blade closer to the spine. And you might find that you go a little bit further in the twist with the legs. Let the head just roll about. And as you come back to center the next time, slide the legs long. Pause. On the flowering arch and curl, it's very similar, but instead of spinal rotation, it's again the front and the back seam. You're going to bend your knees up, place the feet, the legs closer together so they're touching, and then take your arms at about a 45-degree angle in relationship to your body. So we were at the windshield wiper, the washcloth, we were all the way up. Here we're sort of midway through. And we start on a flattening event. So let's take a breath in for nothing. And as you exhale, flatten the back. Now you're going to roll the arms in so that the back of your palms are pressing against your side body. And then as you inhale, let this all release back out. Let's take a buffer breath. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flattening, rolling the arms in, pressing them against your side body so the shoulders are lifted. Chin is relaxing back, away from the chest. And then we let everything soften away from the midline. Adding the other movement. On the in-breath, arch the low back. Let the knees draw open, rolling the arms out. Rolling the arms out. And exhale, back to starting point. We're going to do that again. Inhale, arms rolls out. So shoulder blades are moving together. Knees out to the sides. And back to neutral. Let's take this, put these two together. Take a breath in for nothing. And exhale, rolling the arms in, press the back of the hands against your hips, your side body. And as you inhale, rolling out into the open position. Knees apart, arms rolled out. And exhale, and back to where we started. Let's take a buffer breath. And let's repeat this one more time. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, flatten. Roll the arms in. Everything squeezes towards the midline. And then we'll release, opening it out. Hence the name, opening flower. Arm rolls out. And release. I know what you're thinking. We should do that just one more time. Breath in for nothing. Exhale, flattening, rolling the arms in. And inhale, arms rolls out, knees separate, chin towards the chest. And release back to neutral. Sliding the legs out. Pause. Let everything cool. Feeling your back body resting on the mat. Letting go of all effort. And then slowly, just deepen your breath. Bend up the knees. And again, let's rock the knees a little bit from side to side before you roll all the way over onto one side. Pausing here. And let's use our arms and hands, pressing down to facilitate sitting up. It's a gentle way to sit up. Thank you. And I will go ahead and unmute so we can end together.